Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. So this is of a patient that has to, believe it or not, have their earwax removed every 2 months. And the frequency was so regular that I actually referred the patient to see an ENT specialist just to see if there's anything they can suggest, because every 2 months is quite excessive, and the ENT specialists that I refer to themselves were really shocked, because they actually treated the patient over a period of a couple of months, and they were astonished that, in fact, when they reported back to me, they advised that on one occasion that the patient came back within a month, and within that month period, the earwax is completely blocked up again. So the patient's gonna just have to have this removed on a regular basis. We have advised to see whether if they instill some olive oil spray on a medical grade spray designed for the ear, if they use that on a regular basis to almost rinse the ear out to see if that helps. Olive oil is far safer to use in the ear than water. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a big no-no when it comes to getting water in your ear. You can see I've just put some fresh olive oil here. I'm just suctioning the excess, and that's why it was a bit blurry. And in a minute, we're going to go back in and start removing this away from the canal wall. So again, I'm just ignore the blurriness for a moment. It's just suctioning the excess oil. So yeah, water can lead to what we call swimmer's ear and outer ear infection, but olive oil is far safer. Our ears naturally secrete oils as well. Olive oil is also slightly acidic, and the acidity in the ear is also, the pH level in the ear is also slightly acidic. And you can see now I'm just, with the help of the drops, it's just now peeling this away from the front part of the ear canal. They've got this very glutinous clay-like consistency of earwax. It's probably one of the most tricky consistencies of wax to remove. It almost smears. It almost smells like peanut butter or something of that along those lines in terms of consistency, and it can also block the suction tube quite often. So olive oil also always helps. And again, we're just going to be really gentle, just peeling this away from the canal wall. It's like that game of Operation. We want to avoid touching the canal wall. Now, when we're on the outer third of the ear canal, so the cartilaginous portion, we can put a bit of pressure, but we're now on the bony part. So you can see the eardrum there already. And they've got this is almost like it is dead skin actually. So kind of a not a crusted layer. You can see it's quite soft, but it's just aligning the perimeter of the ear canal. So I've just used a fine end suction probe to remove that. We've got to be careful with dead skin, because dead skin can clarinet. Clarinetting is when dead skin violently flaps at the tip of the sucker, and it emits a really, really loud high frequency squeal. Not only is it noisy for the patient, but it's also noisy for myself. So we've cleaned the ear, the patient's hearing significantly better. Now I'm just trying to get as much of this dead skin out. We're on just on the cartilage portion here, so I can put a bit of pressure here. There's a bit of leeway. And but nonetheless, I'm still trying to avoid touching or applying too much pressure, should I say, because I don't want to make it uncomfortable for the patient. So you can just pass the first band. Again, there's some skin here. Fortunately, there's no clarinetting. Now we've got to be a bit more careful, because we're on the bony part, and if I make contact directly with the bony part of the ear canal, it'll be very uncomfortable for the patient. So the patient is quite young. It may be one of the reasons why they get into chronic impaction is, since the beginning of the year, they've been going to the gym more regularly, which means that they're sweating a lot more, and the patient has got the wet gene earwax. So there's a genetic mutation which decides whether you've got dry earwax or wet earwax. And wet earwax, there's an additional ingredient. It's a modified sweat gland that secretes an oily sweat, the same sweat glands that we find under our armpits. So the patient does go to the gym a lot more regularly than they used to. In fact, far more regularly, and that could be a contributing factor towards their excessive wax buildup. So this gene that they've got that secretes the oily sweat, it's hyperactive in response to working out. But you can see the eardrum's nice and healthy. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and you're all keeping well and safe. And do stay tuned. I've got loads more videos to upload in due course. And remember, be nice and be kind to each other. Thank you. Bye.